Hi guys, so I get asked quite often about analysing stocks, how to research stocks, how to find stocks to invest in and stuff like that. So I do have a few videos which tell you all the different metrics and what they mean and why you should look at them. But if you're a beginner investor, it can be quite daunting to work out whether a value is good or bad and how it compares to other companies in the market. Now for the last few weeks I've been playing around with an app that I think will help you if you're a beginner investor. So I want to talk to you about it. I want to tell you how it works and how I think it will help you. Again, when I do reviews, I get really paranoid that people are going to think that I've been told what to say or anything like that. Everything I'm saying is my own personal opinion, and I genuinely think that this app will help you researching stocks. Of course, you can do the analysis yourself. That is not a problem. If you are comfortable doing that, that's fine. But I do think that if you're not quite sure and you are a beginner, this app might actually help you. What I'm going to do is take you through the app, show you how it works, and then just give you some thoughts of things I like and don't like, and then you can make up your mind and see whether you like it. I feel really weird. I've curled my hair and it's very distracting. I haven't done it for a long time and I don't know how I feel about it. But anyway, let's get straight in. So the app is called Genuine Impact, and I'm not going to lie to you, when I first started playing with it, initially I wasn't very impressed, but the more I played with it, the more I've been like, oh my god, I actually really want to do a video about this. So bear with me whilst I explain it and tell you what the whole thing is. So I'm going to start with the best feature and the one that I think will be the most useful for you guys, which is it allows you to do a comparison with different companies of all the different metrics. You can choose to do this based on all of the stocks that they cover in the app, or you can filter this to compare to any of the metrics that they offer. And this is a thing that I think is extremely useful. So for an example, if I was looking at AbbVie, rather than comparing AbbVie to other sectors where it might not look so good, what you want to do is compare AbbVie to the healthcare sector, and then the analysis changes. So for me, that's just gold. It saves me sort of going through and analysing all these things myself and going, oh, how does AbbVie compare to all these other healthcare companies in its sector? So basically it just saves time, and if you follow me, you know how busy I am. Anything that saves me time is a plus. Okay, so enough talking, let's get into the actual walkthrough of the app. So like I said, I wasn't very impressed when I first started because the layout is slightly confusing, but let me show you how it works. So you can see here I've got 7 days left of my free trial of the premium membership, and I'll tell you about the free versions and the premium versions and stuff later. But basically this is your home screen. It kind of tells you your watch list, the latest insights, which if you've watched some of my previous videos, I really like when the apps have news and stuff within them. It saves me having to worry about finding news myself. You've got a refer a friend, which you can basically, you get 1 month of access to the premium features if you refer a friend. So I will pop my link down below and you can help me get some more premium membership because, all about saving the money. You've got a chat function here, which again, I love. It's so clearly laid out. A lot of the apps that I use make it really difficult to contact the teams. So this is where the gold is, the Discover tab. So when you go on the Discover tab, you can either search for your own stock, or you've got the stocks sort of categories here. So you can see here you've got the top quality, best value, greatest momentum, free trade, trading 212, all the kind of categories that you might want. So if you look at, say, free trade universe, you can look here and it will tell you all the stocks that are on free trade that they analyze. So this is really good. But what I want to show you is how it actually works for a stock that you might be interested in as well. So if I go back and search for a stock that I might be interested in. So say that I saw a stock in a video somewhere and I'm interested in investing into it. So let's go with AbbVie. It's a favorite of mine. So you've got here AbbVie. Let's look at it here. So the 3 things that the app analyzes it on initially is quality, value, and momentum. And I'll tell you what they will mean in a second, but I'm just going to show you my favorite feature first. So you can see here how it says out of 5,913. So that's the amount of stocks that they've got here at the moment. So this is basically saying all of these scores are for AbbVie against every single other stock that they're comparing. And then all of these checklist things here, which again are really cool, are against those companies as well. So I'm going to pick dividend cover as an example because that's an important metric. So you see here dividend cover is neutral, and you can see here a description of what they mean. So top 20%, neutral 60%, and the fail of 20%. So they do explain everything here of, you know, how they're comparing stuff and analyzing stuff. But if I choose this out of button, you can see here the different filters that I can put on what it's comparing AbbVie to. So what I want to do is compare it to the healthcare sector. Apply filters, apply filters. So actually now it's out of 937 stocks, and you can see the values change here. And if we look at dividend cover, it's now gone to the top marking, which means that actually compared to other stocks in the healthcare sector, it is actually one of the top performers for dividend cover. Obviously, I'm not going to go through every single one of these metrics, but you can see here on the screen how many things they compare. Based on this, they have nothing in the fail box when you're comparing against the other healthcare stocks. So I'm glad it's one of my favorites, because clearly here you can see that it is a really well performing stock. So if we go back to what I said about these quality, value and momentum, when you scroll down here, you can see here quality is high, and you can press the info button and it tells you what quality is. So you can see here quality represents essentially profitability, financial strength and capital allocation, and then it tells you how we calculate the rank and why it matters. Again, you can just go through this yourself. I'm not gonna sit here and read to you. The value is very cheap, so this is based on the income statement, balance sheet and cash flow. A rank of number 1 means the company has the cheapest valuation. So the last one is momentum, where you can see here it's weak, and what momentum is basically the operating strength compared to the market expectations. So if a company's financial results beat market expectations, the momentum will rise. It's based on revenue, earnings and sentiment. But don't be completely put off by this, because you see here at the bottom it says that out of the 3 main factors, momentum is the least applicable to long-term thinking because it measures the changes of analysts' forecasts on a daily basis. So I'm not too worried that this is scored as weak, because every single one of the other metrics AbbVie's scoring fairly good on. It then shows you the peers of the company, so other similar companies here. You've got all these pharmaceuticals that you could go into and explore. You've got historical growth, which is great, and again it ranks it against the other companies and tells you whether it's high, medium, etc, etc. So you've also got this consensus history where analysts thought that the company was going to end up for revenue and earnings and where they actually ended up. You've got all of this other data that's just crazy, and then some additional information, which is the usual stuff that you get on all the apps anyway. But yeah, you can see when you're quite into it, it makes total sense. But when you first look at it, it can be quite overwhelming. So I like AbbVie, so I'm gonna add it here in the start, and that should take it to my watch list. And there you go, first one on my watch list back at the beginning. Then you've got the Insights tab as well, which basically just gives you loads of insights about what's happening that affects the stock market and stuff like that. The final part of the walkthrough is just the guide section here, which is really good as well if you're a beginner, because it tells you how they calculate all the different things, why they're important and stuff like that. So you can see here, you know, how do we define quality? Why does quality matter? Metrics we use in the calculations, cheap stocks, what do we mean by value, stuff like that. So this is a really good thing to go through if you're a proper beginner and you don't quite understand what these things mean. Okay, so that's it for the walkthrough, and now I'm just going to tell you what I like and don't like about the app. So first things first, what I do like. Clearly, if you watch the walkthrough, I really like the fact you can compare all these metrics to a filter that you set. So that was my absolute favorite thing. I'm so impressed with it, and you can tell that I'm really excited by it. I like the fact that you've got everything in one place, all the different analysis and stuff like that, because previously I've basically been going to different apps and different bits of analysis to sort of piece things together. So this kind of neatly fits everything into one place. And finally, I do think it's useful if you're not quite sure about doing analysis yourself. I think this is a really helpful tool to help you alongside any other analysis that you might look at, just to see how the company compares to other companies. I'm a broken record now. So in terms of things I don't like, let's talk about the free account, premium accounts and pricing. So You do get a free account, but it doesn't give you all of the features, but you can get a free trial of a premium account. So their normal pricing without any offers, I think, is a bit too high. So I'm not a fan of that, but they do currently have an offer on, which is, I think, £10 for the whole year for lifetime if you do sign up to it. So I think that's a good offer. That I would pay. I probably wouldn't pay the one without the offer, but I do think it depends on your own sort of view of how much this kind of analysis is worth it to you and how much you would use it and stuff like that. Because I'm quite comfortable with the financial analysis anyway, I don't feel like I would get enough value out of it to pay those higher prices. Secondly, as I mentioned before, I didn't quite find it as intuitive as I would have liked when I first signed up, and I think there's a lot of work to be done maybe on the layout and making it slightly easier and more intuitive, but I don't know whether that's just because my brain works in really simple ways, so I'm sometimes struggling to figure out how to get to different things that I want. But other than that, I basically think it's great, and from what I've seen online, I've done research, it looks like it's got really decent reviews and it's been around for a while. And I believe that they have a new feature that they're going to bring out, which is a portfolio feature where you can add in your own portfolio and use it to keep an eye on the stocks that you own, which again would be really cool to see. So that's basically it. Those are my thoughts, and hopefully it'll help some of you. If you do want to try it and get a free trial of the premium membership, just use my link down below and we'll both get a month of premium membership. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.